A very good evening, everybody. This is Gulf Harbour Radio, ZMH 286. Patricia and David, and looking out the window, we still have some light. It's been showery on and off all day here. It's not so great for those boats that have left today, but it's dry at the moment and about 60-70% cloud cover. 16 degrees, so we're definitely moving towards winter. 1009.5 on the bar, and we've got about 6 knots of west-southwest. So some of the boats that have left, like yesterday and today, seem to be doing pretty well. So there must be wind outside. And if you want higher temperatures, wow, Y2K have just emailed in their position. They are at 3 degrees, 38 south, and 175.37 east. They're coming down towards Fiji from the Marshalls in the Tarawa area at the moment. They've got 10 knots of southeast. Their temperature is 32 degrees. Imagine that. Bit different from here, and David reckons he wouldn't want that. Okay, there's been a bit of movement of boats. So we have well, who's actually got there? We have Master Plan and Whistler X are in Nuku'alofa. Quite a gathering of boats in Tonga this year. That's interesting. Intrinsic will not be on. They're hove to in the lee of Kandavu and will head off to Savu tomorrow. For some reason, Dave and Nick on Gracias are still not using their radio. Maybe they'll get to it one day, but they have just emailed in. They left Marsden for Vunda yesterday. They are currently at 32 degrees 57 and 175 degrees 52 on a course of 008 true at 7.4. I presume Lorna might be listening to all this. 13 to 15 knots from the southwest, and this is interesting because looking at the GFS it said 20. And that's the first time it's been, that I've noticed, it's been on that side. David is keeping a good look at things. But of course, on a daily, as I measure it, as it comes in, it's more interesting to see what the GFS was saying yesterday, what would be today, if you can understand what I'm saying. Anyway, to get back to Gracias, 60% cloud cover and a 1.5 metre southwest swell. So they're doing pretty well, 7.4, that's pretty good. 15 knots of wind. Okay, we've got White Hawk not too far from them. I'll just see if I can copy White Hawk. White Hawk, Gulf Harbour Radio. No, I'm not copying White Hawk. I think they might be there. But I can tell you where White Hawk was 29 minutes ago. They were just about, in fact, the satellite picked up White Hawk and Gracias at the same time. White Hawk were ahead of Gracias at 3252 south and 17507 east, doing 6.2 on a course of, well, I don't have a course here, it's too much to look at. Anyway, this is about half an hour ago, so 6.2 knots for them, and I'll write down what I saw, but just not copying you, unfortunately, John and Lynette. I'll see if someone can find you later. Okay, moving on to Freydis. They might not be on because they're probably still looking for their sea legs, but I'll give a call anyway. Freydis, Gulf Harbour Radio. No, nothing heard from them. So Pagean emailed in at 4 p.m. They were another ones that left yesterday. They are currently at about 31.31 and 176.46. They have the 20 knots of southwest wind, 2 metre southwest swell, 60% broken cumulus, 1011, and no rain. And David showed me the comparison of all the different models, and they're pretty accurate. But again, he would like to know what it said the day before. So what he's going to do is forecast Pagean's position and do it a day ahead, and then see how accurate the models are.
More than a day, more like
More
5
like
days.
2 days he wants. How many days?
Probably to get to
Hang on.
Minerva, it'll be another 3 days.
Okay, so he's going to look at the position for 3 days ahead of time and then see what their actuals are going to be like. Okay, Falado left today from Minerva to Tonga, so I'll call you next, and then I'll be looking for Sugar Shack and Iron Maiden. Falado, Gulf Harbour. Yeah, hello Cameron and Jan and crew, go ahead, over. Yeah, well, I got the position, but you're going to have to repeat the rest. I will have the other antenna back tomorrow, I hope. 22 degrees 32 south, 17848 west, having left Minerva after a good spell. Hope you all enjoyed it. But could you give me the wind speed and direction? If you could just use single digit, it would make it easier for me. There's quite a lot of noise here at the moment. Okay, we've got 16 knots. I'll just call it southwest. It's easier for me there. All right, so you're going, what's your speed and course? I presume you're just on a rum line with that wind, but what's your speed? Over? Okay, good, 6 knots for Falado to get to Tonga. And there are a few others. Any comments from you? But you probably got all your weather before you left. Did you have much success getting crayfish? Over? Oh well, there'll be some left for the others that have all left today to get there. All right. So 16 knots of southwest in the area, so that'll be good information for the people that might be wanting to leave. What was that? Just the trough? There you go.
Well, between Minerva and your destination is our trustworthy trough, and that's boy, hasn't moved very much, and it looks like the halfway mark. It's fairly active. There's parts of it that are broken. But there are other parts that have got some pretty big clouds. So I would hope that they miss you. If they don't miss you, you could expect squalls of 30 knots plus, and of course rain and that sort of thing. Something you, I'm sure, have had before. But anyway, that hasn't moved much. It vacillates back and forth. It slides to the north a little bit. Oh, then it slides a little bit to the southwest a little bit, and boy, oh boy, she's just in there. And the reason for that is our high pressure area, which is over, we'll call it over Tasmania, that's bumping into the other high that is, we'll just say it's near French Polynesia. And so the ridges on both of those highs are meeting each other, and where they meet is pretty much halfway between Minerva and Tonga, and therefore we've got the typical convergence. Now the good news, by the way, for the other people who are leaving, who have just left New Zealand, that high pressure area it's a doozy. It is going to continue to provide essentially southwesterly winds, give or take on that, but that's pretty close to what it's going to provide. That's going to continue right through next Saturday. I'm talking about the 1st, Saturday the 1st, if you could believe it. And at that point, it should be right over New Zealand, so it would have taken all that time, a complete week, to mosey across the Tasman and park itself or drop its anchor, however you want to look at it, right over New Zealand. Big mountain of air, big mountain of air. Pressure well over 1029, 1030, and once you're on the periphery of that sort of high pressure, you could expect winds that are easily up to 25 knots to 30 knots. And yeah, so for the passage boats, you couldn't ask for much more. I suppose you could,
Warmer.
but boy, there's nothing wrong with this. Now, in that flow of very cold air that's moving over quite warm sea, you could expect a lot of cloud buildup. So we're going to see mini troughs that are embedded in this ridge, in this big high pressure system as you head north, as you head toward, doesn't matter where you're heading for, whether it be Minerva, whether it be Fiji, Vanuatu, Tonga, I think I said Tonga, New Caledonia. Yep, no matter which of those you're heading for, you will experience periods of cloud. Bands of cloud is typically what happens, and you can easily see that on your satellite imagery. Those of you that have got, what's that, Starlink, and you'll hopefully be able to get satellite imagery from that, unless the seas are too bad. We're getting reports that Starlink doesn't quite keep up with the satellite when the boat's rolling around. So anyhow, we'll be interested to see what the comments are on how well Starlink performs over this passage. Seas, by the way, look like they're going to be about 2.5 meters, give or take on that, on this passage. So all in all, sounds like a pretty good one to us. So here's the chief.
Well, it would work perfectly for catamarans because they don't roll around. So we hear. All right, let's go. And I'm going to make Christine on Sugar Shack work a little bit tonight if it's decent weather for her. Then Iron Maiden, and then I'm going to try and find a couple who I know are going to be difficult to copy. But we'll get to them. Sugar Shack, Christine, go ahead. Yeah, nice copy. Go ahead.
Fantastic. Before I start, I would like to have traffic with Iron Maiden if they will stay on after the net. Over.
Yep, no problem. It's not going to be a long net tonight by the look of it. And I'll just tell David a bit of news from the from looking at streaming. We've got a message here from Diego and Marina from Central Italy.
Oh, wow. That'd be different.
Fantastic. Okay, Christine, go ahead.
Okay, we are at 29 degrees, 22 minutes south, 172 degrees, 3 minutes east. We are on a course of 340 true with a boat speed of 7 to 8 knots. Wind is 1-4 to 1-6 true from the south-southwest. We found the 3-meter seas, but they're long increments and not too horrible, south-southwest. And we have 614 nautical miles to go. Over.
Wow, what a fantastic radio signal from Sugar Shack. 2922 south, 17233 east, 340 true course, 7 to 8 knots. 14 to 16 knots. That seems to be pretty consistent from boats reporting in, doesn't it? Gracias was 13 to 15. South-southwest and 3-meter southwest seas, and you've got 614 to go. So going well, and you will have traffic with Iron Maiden, who I'm going to talk to next after the net. And if you could just stay, I know you'll be staying on because I might need some help with a couple of boats. Last night that was Shante checking in on their passage from Suwaro to Tonga, and boy, I can remember them when they left, and their radio was just as bad then. But you are going to help me, I am sure. Okay, thanks Christine. Sounds like all is very well on board Sugar Shack. So we will go to Iron Maiden, Gulf Harbour. Ooh, nothing heard from Iron Maiden. It's interesting. I have to look up. They are on the AIS. I shall look them up in a minute. Shanti, Gulf Harbour Radio. No, nothing from Shanti. Moonfish might still be looking for sea legs, but Moonfish, Gulf Harbour. Well, Christine, I'm just going to try Freitas, and then we will do a general call. Freitas, Gulf Harbour. Yeah, very light because you're too close to me, Paula. But go ahead, and I hope that Christine might be able to relay because she's a bit further ahead from you, and I've got very good copy. Freitas, go ahead. Okay, I am going to need some help. I think I got 3412174454, but I could check the AIS, but it will be a lot easier to ask Christine. And you have the 16 knots of south-southwest, and your boat speed is 6. Just stand by, Paula. Christine, did you get the position? No, I won't, because I just made a stab at the numbers, so yours will be a lot more accurate. Over. Yeah, if you could do yours, Christine, because mine was nowhere near clear. Over.
What I got, Patricia, was 35 degrees, 16 minutes south. 174 degrees, 4 minutes east, with a course of around at 003. Wind is 12 to 15 from the south-southwest, 1 meter D, and they are going 6 knots. But I could use a clarification on the distance to go as well as the latitude. Over.
Okay, and that sounds, I did get 17454 and the 6 knots, but that was all I got. So Paula, if you could confirm what you've just heard from Christine and give the miles to go again. Over.
Okay, great. A question on the latitude. It's 35 degrees. I'm sorry. 35 degrees, 17 minutes south, and 174 degrees, 54 minutes east. And he's unsure of the distance to go because they just started. Is all well on board? Thank you so much. All is well on board, and he hopes to be able to hear you better tomorrow. This is Supersec on the side.
Yeah, she certainly will. It's way too close for 8 megs at the moment, but at least we know all is well, and they are showing up well on the AIS anyway. So that's good. Okay, one more call for Iron Maiden. Iron Maiden. Nothing heard. Obsession, I know you're in the marina and getting ready to go and stocked up well with carrots and what else did I... Oh, kiwi fruit. Kiwi fruit are just the most wondrous thing to have on a passage, folks, if you are still stocking your boat. They are the best thing for seasickness. If you take seasick pills like I used to take a lot of, then you get constipation, and that's when the kiwi fruit come in. Just a great thing to have on board. And of course, carrots at this time of the year are so beautifully sweet. Anyway, obsession. Are you on frequency? Well, yes, I'm surprised I do, because you're very close. Maybe it's ground wave, but yes, there's no problem with the radio, Lisa. And are you all ready to go? Over. Oh, that's good. All right, you've got all the essentials there. Yeah, I found carrots were great because they lasted so well if you stuck them somewhere chilly, which New Zealand is at the moment. Although it's not too bad, is it? It's 16 here, but I bet it's a bit chillier up where you are. All right, well, have a good takeoff tomorrow, and we'll talk to you tomorrow evening. This is Gulf Harbour Radio. I'm just going to try Shanti again. Shanti, Gulf Harbour. Okay, well, while Sugar Shack is still listening, is there anybody else wanting to join us this evening? Please call now. Okay, Eye Candy, stand by. Andrew, I've got you. There was a lady's voice. Christine, did you work out who the lady's voice was? It might have been Shanti. Over. Oh, okay, that was Andrew. The lady's voice, would you please call again with your boat name a couple of times?
I believe it's Zelda.
Oh, Zelda must be on the move again. Okay. I'm going to need a little bit of help, I think, because usually I can copy Zelda quite well, but I am having a bit of a struggle with that signal tonight. It's interesting, isn't it? With propagation, it just it does change from one day to the next. Okay, Zelda, go ahead, please. Over. Okay, Zelda crew have dragged themselves away from North Minerva and are heading, by the look of it, to Fiji, 2250 south, 17838 west, on a course of 005 true at 6.5 knots, 15 knots, I think you said southwest, 2 meters south-southwest swell, 100% cloud cover, and 1013 on the bar. Was that a reasonable copy? Over. Oh, you'll need to repeat that for me. Sorry, go ahead. Oh, well, we're having leftovers for dinner. No wonder the others couldn't get any lobsters with that success. That's pretty amazing. Okay, well, I think that's the most success we've ever heard from anybody at Minerva. 6 lobsters. Wow. Okay, well, I know that people on Zelda will be certainly eating well tonight. Boy, gosh, I wish we were eating that well. That is absolutely incredible. Yeah, I'm just looking through it. No, there's nobody else has reported such an incredible catch there. So, all right, Cheryl and Heike, I'm sure you've had a great time at Minerva. No wonder you were there so long. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow. It looks, I think from what David said before, a reasonable passage, doesn't it, to get up to Fiji? Okay, and just a comment on Fiji, folks. There's still a lot of programming on the television about the problems with the methamphetamine being really a bad situation in Fiji. So if people are acting strangely, you will know why. And also the fact is, with this way they're syringing blood from one person to another, the AIDS problem is going to be a problem too. That's not to say that we don't have our problems here, because they're talking about another COVID surge. So, and for some reason we can't get any more jabs until if we've had COVID, which so many people, including us, have had within the last 6 months. You have to wait for that to finish. Okay, we'll clear with the Zelda because, well, I don't know. We'd better check on them each night. They say that crayfish is very high in cholesterol, don't they? It's certainly high in fat. So, yeah, I hope there's no heart troubles between the both of you there. All right, Andrew, eye candy, go ahead. Yeah, I've got light copy on you, but I've got my home antenna working because the other one is out of action until hopefully tomorrow night, Andrew. But I can copy you. It's just that this ICOM radio I have, I can't seem to get it sharp. It's the audio is strong enough, but just not sharp. Over. Yeah, no, I'm not. It's not readable enough for me to pick up. I'll just check with Christine to see whether she's copying you. Eye candy is roughly Sydney Harbour. Christine, are you copying Andrew? Over.
It's very light, but I might be able to capture some of it if he wants to give it a try.
No, I'll talk to him in the morning. I will be on the ham net and net control tomorrow morning, Andrew. So we will catch up then. Over. Roger that. Okay, is there anybody else wanting to do a radio check or a check-in? Please call. Oh, hello. That's always a nice strong signal. Hello, Barry. And you've got your land legs back and hopefully found places that can help your problem in Port Vila. How's the crowded situation? Over.
Okay, Tracy, this is Makai. You got me confused with Barney. Anyway, I'm in North Minerva, and I'm planning on leaving tomorrow for Tonga. Over.
Oh, I did get you confused. Sorry, I've got a bit of it's age, brain fade. And so you're going to Tonga tomorrow, making use of these nice winds. Okay, you would have heard David talk about that, so we'll probably talk to you in the morning before you leave, although you might get up real early. Over.
Yeah, Roger, I'll be on the Hamnet, but I may be underway by the time that starts. Over.
Yep, roger that. Well, we'll know to wait and see. Well, you certainly won't be wanting to be on the radio if you're going out the pass, so hopefully all is well. You have a good trip to Tonga, and we'll talk to you en route. So I'm just writing that down, running out of I'm trying to keep everything on the one page.
That's why you can't read it.
That's why I can't read it, everything, says David. So leaving tomorrow, Minerva to Tonga. Okay, got that. Yeah, nice signal too, by the way. Okay, we'll clear with Mackay. Is there anybody else? Who's that? Something fresh.
No.
Well, I've got something fresh. Oh, it's moonfish, I think. Probably moonfish. Is that you, Sasha? Over. Well, you're probably way too close for me to be able to copy anything sensible, but good that you're on your way. This is Mike, Sasha and Tim on Moonfish, who left today. And yep, we'll be talking to you a little bit clearer tomorrow. I can probably, well, I'm going to guess, because you guys always sail that boat really well, and looking at the winds, I'm just going to guess at your boat speed is 7.5. How close am I? Did you say 10? 10, over? Wow. See, I just knew you people would be racing away. Okay, you better give me your full position because I can copy you, I think. No, I'm just going to have to go on the AIS. It's just a little bit too close for my radio. How clear am I to you? Over? Yeah, but you see, I've got more power because I'm putting out about 450 watts. And but I think it's more, you're strong enough. It's just that it's not all that clear because you're so close.
Muffled.
Muffled, yes, as David said, it's muffled. It's like you've got a sock over the microphone. But I'm sure it will be different tomorrow. Well, I bet you're pleased to be to have left, and it looks like wind in the right direction for a few days at least. All right, we'll talk to you tomorrow, Sasha.
For a
and
week.
just a quick question: did you get the text I sent? Over. Oh, okay. Yeah, I sent it just for an experiment, see that everything was working. It was a good email to show all the different forms of communication you had. There was certainly no way that we're going to lose track of moonfish on their trip north. Okay, got you there, and good to know that all is well on board. Okay, clear with moonfish. Was there anybody else? It's funny noise on tonight. It's sort of like a
Ocean noise.
ocean noise. Yes, we have the sound machine and it's got the ocean noise, and it's just like that. It's like an ocean noise coming through. Okay, nothing much more from here. Just that they have lost a man overboard from the ferry in Wellington this morning and haven't found him. He was the only person on board, so I'm not quite sure how he got lost overboard. The early morning from Days Bay. And what else? The people that were on the flight that suffered extreme David wanted to make a comment about that. That's right, I'm glad I remembered this. There was a flight from London to Singapore, and it went into a hellish bit of clear air turbulence over not too far from Singapore, over, oh god, brain's gone, but anyway, one person died, 70 ended up in hospital in Thailand, and it was just a really, really bad spot. And David looked it up on the internet and saw that where they hit at the altitude they were at, it was on the top of a CB, and what was it, minus, I can't remember, but it was some incredibly cold, strong cumulonimbus, and he wanted to just mention that this is, what causes some of your really, really strong gusts at the surface level. It starts way up there, and you can see them on your radar, so be very wary of them. Fortunately, you're not at 30,000, 40,000 feet or whatever it was when it started, but yeah, that's what can cause some of these problems. And they certainly all ended up in intensive care, some of the New Zealand passengers, and smashed their heads, and there was a lot of damage in the aircraft. Anyway, that's about it from here, and we'll be back again tomorrow. I hope that Sugar Shack can find Iron Maiden, but if you can't, we'll track them tomorrow. Actually, what I should do is look for Iron Maiden on the AIS, but I'm going to let you go, and Dave wants to get going because he might want to look for something else. But yeah, Iron Maiden and Sugar Shack. No, there's Sugar Shack, and I can't find Iron Maiden. All right, that's it. We're off. Cheers, everybody. Harbour was the boat before Mistletoe. That's why Alapa was there.
Oh. Are you off yet?
No, I'm not. I just wanted to read the message from